Yeah.
Have you spoken to Manny recently? I know you're friends with him.
No, I haven't spoken to him, no.
What would you want to see him do next?
Fight Floyd Mayweather or Gervonta Tank.
You think he beats Tank, near prime Tank Davis?
We'll see. Styles make fights, so we just don't know.
What about Mayweather versus Pacquiao too?
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. Yeah, Manny is still active. So.
Okay.
Pacquiao's showing against Barrios was a powerful reminder of his status as a generational talent. Every time Barrios attempted to engage, Manny fired back with blinding combinations. Showcasing his trademark speed, relentless energy, and sharp footwork, his constant movement, sharp angles, and offensive pressure made Barrios look hesitant and reactive by comparison. What truly stood out was how youthful Pacquiao still looked in the ring. His legs never stopped working, and his rhythm was electric. Many fans and analysts even questioned the decision, arguing that Pacquiao's aggression and volume clearly outshined Barrios' limited counters, proving that Manny isn't just defying age, he's still operating at an elite level.
That's not what happened. Barrios was so tentative in this fight. He was essentially standing there for some of the exchanges. Manny Pacquiao came out and did what Manny Pacquiao does. By the way, credit to Manny. At 46, he still had some feet. He was moving, dancing on Mario Barrios. He was throwing combination punches going forward on Mario Barrios. And when he wasn't doing that, he was countering Mario Barrios, who looked like a stick in the mud. He looked like he couldn't even get out of first gear because Manny was hitting with combinations. Were they hurting super bad? Maybe not. Some of them definitely were. Had a mouse under the eye of Mario Barrios, but others were just flurries, and they were keeping Barrios at bay. And when Barrios was throwing one, Pacquiao was throwing three. When Barrios would throw out his jab, Manny would counter with his lead right hand, stepping on the inside plane, doing all the old Manny shit. It was pretty cool to see. And honestly, even with the majority draw, it's a win for Manny, because damn, if he can do that off a 3-year layoff at 46, that's pretty telling, for one, where the sport of boxing is when your world champ can't beat 46-year-old politician Manny Pacquiao, but two, just how great he was. 8 division world champion, started his career at 106, I think, comes up to 147. What are we talking about?
Some skeptics have cast doubt on Manny Pacquiao's comeback, suggesting it's driven more by financial gain than passion for the sport. With nothing left to prove, having secured his place in history as an 8-division world champion and global icon, many feel he could have walked away from the ring for good. His return, however, has raised questions. Critics argue that at his age, the risks far outweigh the rewards, especially given the harsh physical demands of boxing. To them, no amount of pride or legacy enhancement seems worth it. Limitless, a massive payday is on the line.
Manny Pacquiao crazy for coming back and fighting is because they don't understand what's going on in Manny Pacquiao's life. When a fighter is 46 years old, he doesn't just come back to fight a top fighter because he just wants to fight a top fighter. When he's going through that, that's what's brought him to that place in the first place. And that is having what we call bandwidth extension. He's totally scattered his brain and lost so much money over the course of time. And the same thing that happens when you get a paycheck and you start spending, and because you get shiny object syndrome, you want to get the new watch, you want to get the new gear, you want to eat at the restaurant, you want to go spend money. That shiny object syndrome, and you can't get it under control the same way that Manny Pacquiao did. He couldn't get things under control. So therein lies the situation where all of that money that he's made, hundreds of millions of dollars, just burnt. And now you gotta fight. But if you really stop focusing on the symptom and start concentrating on the root of this thing, and the root of this thing is bandwidth, shiny object syndrome, trying to be so relevant in so many different scenarios. You wanna train, you wanna run this other business, you wanna do this, you got this great idea. And it all boils down to the term that I use all the time, and that's compensatory control, laser focus. Get one idea, follow through with that idea. You got to have a plan in order to do it. And that's how you get to from here to here. That's when you're 46, you don't have to fight anymore. And that is my message today. Just understand why you're scattered. Understand why you can't get anything going all the way through. You can never finish that thought process and execute the plan, and therefore you continue to find yourself in a situation where you're desperate. You're trying to find a way to get back to where you were, which is even. But if you stay locked in and concentrate on the compensatory control factor of your life, which is doing everything that you think of every single day the exact same way, and I take 1 minute and go to that playlist.
Pacquiao has repeatedly dismissed claims that his return is financially motivated. Known as much for his generosity as for his boxing brilliance, he spent years giving back funding hospitals, aiding disaster relief, and supporting countless causes in the Philippines. Manny often emphasizes that he fights not for wealth, but for his people. According to him, this comeback is fueled by passion, purpose, and a desire to inspire. He wants to prove that age is just a number, when the heart and will remain strong. For Pacquiao, it's about legacy and showing the world that greatness doesn't come with an expiration date. With the Barrios fight now behind him, speculation about his next opponent is dominating the boxing conversation.
When I became a world champion, then I realized that this is the time that I can help my family. Before that, we don't have food to eat in one day. We just drink a lot of water to survive. And I remember one time, my young brother is 5 years old back then, and he was crying like in the afternoon, 1:30 in the afternoon. He's crying because he's hungry. He's asking for food. We don't eat breakfast. We don't eat lunch. He don't understand what is. When you're telling him no money, we have no money to buy food, and he's crying like, "Mom, I'm hungry." Like he's crying, and I look to my mom and look at his eyes, and the tear flow in his eyes, and then I feel so sad, and like. And of course, I'm crying also because hungry. We drink water just to survive. That's our past, so that's why I always told them that, Manny Pacquiao is Manny Pacquiao, but I don't have the right to become arrogant, to become boastful. I want to stay humble because we've been there. We came from nothing.
Rolly Romero has quickly become a frontrunner for Pacquiao's next opponent, especially after training footage surfaced, showing him already gearing up for the potential bout. His team has expressed strong interest in the matchup, and Romero himself has said it would be an honor to step into the ring with a legend like Manny. At the same time, other names like Gervonta Davis have been mentioned, but that fight remains uncertain due to promotional hurdles and scheduling issues.
No. Tira los golpes largos, men. Porque si da paso ya te pega mucho.
No, quédate atrás, men. No te tiras. Ahí, quédate ahí parado ahí donde tú estabas.
Boxing Doctor News, Manny Pacquiao's next potential opponent is Rolly Romero, the WBA welterweight champ. Romero is under the same promotion, has the belt, and can sell a fight. He's eager to face Pacquiao, saying, "A Hall of Famer on my resume. Who wouldn't want that?" After Pacquiao's draw with Barrios, his advisor sees Romero as the favorite for Manny's next bout. Romero has knockout power and isn't afraid to bring the heat. Is this the explosive matchup fans have been waiting for?
Some fans still hope for a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, confident that Floyd would come out on top again. But what many overlook is that Mayweather is not only older than Pacquiao, but also significantly less active. He's spent recent years in low-risk exhibition bouts, far removed from the demands of elite competition. The version of Pacquiao he faced in 2015 was coming off a shoulder injury and lacked his usual rhythm. A rematch now would be a completely different story this time. Mayweather would face a sharp, motivated Manny with speed, purpose, and absolutely nothing to lose. It's a fight Floyd would likely steer clear of.
And we will see what transpires, but all these people out here saying that the fight was fixed, a lot of these people were not fans of Manny Pacquiao. When that whole Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao situation was going on with the steroids allegation, the needles, and the back and forth between the Pactars, as they called them back in the day, and the Mayweather fans, a lot of those fans still hold grudges towards Manny Pacquiao. I guarantee if that was Mayweather that was fighting Mario Barrios coming into that fight after a long layoff, all the people would have said Mayweather had a chance, Mayweather gonna win, become champion once again. Mayweather's levels above Mario Barrios even at that age. And Mayweather's actually older than Pacquiao. But those same people wasn't giving Pacquiao no chance to defeat an average fighter in Mario Barrios. And that's what I base my pick on, that Mario Barrios is average. Some people that's Tank Davis fans, they want to blow up Mario Barrios into something that he really ain't. Because really before the Tank fight, we talking about Mario Barrios right now. Before the Tank fight, he took on a guy by the name of Ahmed Daliev. He lost that fight. And he took a beating from that fight. And Barrios really ain't never been the same from that fight. Go back and watch that fight. That was the fight before the Tank fight. Now, a lot of people say, well, he was looking good in the Tank fight. He was winning early in the Tank fight. That was a fact of Tank going up in weight, fighting a much bigger guy on fight night. Look at the difference in size. Not only we ain't just looking at the height, but he was just a much bigger guy.
Respected boxing analysts widely agree that Pacquiao did more than enough to earn the win against Barrios. He was the clear aggressor throughout the fight, dictating the pace and keeping the action alive. In contrast, Barrios spent much of the bout on the back foot circling, hesitating, and failing to mount any consistent offense. Analysts who reviewed the fight closely noted several rounds that seemed to be wrongly awarded to Barrios despite his low output. Pacquiao's ring generalship, high punch volume, and control of the tempo told a very different story than what the final scorecards reflected. In their eyes, Manny's comeback wasn't just impressive, it was arguably a winning performance.